Worried that prices in Spokane are too high? Well, this video we're going to address some of the most affordable neighborhoods in Spokane. Last week I got this comment right here on one of my videos about the most walkable neighborhoods in Spokane. Dude Learning said, very helpful video, but would be interested to see a video list of up and coming city neighborhoods. Spokane seems to be growing. Where would you recommend first time buyers look if they want low prices, but also to be in a place that has some walkability, community feel, and is not too far of a drive to downtown? Maybe also some places to see decent appreciation or even gentrification. So he goes on to say he wants a neighborhood for a savvy buyer that's willing to put in some sweat equity and get some price growth out of their house. And are some of these neighborhoods that maybe have a bad rap, are they even worth looking at even though the prices are more affordable? So we're gonna touch base on this today. We're gonna go over my top 5 kind of affordable neighborhoods in the Spokane area. And so if you're somebody looking under $350,000, then this video is for you. But I wanna put a caveat out there because I just had another conversation with somebody that was looking to make a move to Spokane and they wanted something affordable, and their budget was only $130,000. They didn't want it to be in a manufactured home park or anything like that. And I just had to be honest with them. I had to burst their bubble and say, that is highly unrealistic here in the Spokane area. So if you want a single family home, it really starts at the lowest, really the lowest point of a livable, potentially livable home, $250,000. Yep, you might find some stuff right below that, but really not often. So we are focusing specifically on neighborhoods between $250,000 and $350,000 because that is really our affordable starter price point here in the Spokane area. So if you have no idea who I am, I'm Haydn Halsted, your real estate resource here in the Spokane, Washington area. If you have any questions or you are moving to the Spokane area, all my information is down below. You can call, text, email me anytime, or use the link down below to schedule a Zoom meeting with me so we can talk about your specific situation. And let me know down in the comments, what neighborhoods are you curious about? What price points specifically are you shopping in that I can do some research for you and help you decide which neighborhoods might be a fit for you? Leave a comment and I will definitely make a video for you just like this one. So today we're going to use a resource that's on my website. You can use it today. If you go to haydnhalsted.com, you got to make sure you spell it right, HAYDN then you can go to the Explore Spokane tab, and we have made a website page for every single neighborhood in the Spokane area. And so you can go to hit that. It'll give you 4 options, whether you want to look in the North Central area, the South Hill, the West Plains, and then East Spokane, which speaks to the Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, things like that. And so today we're looking specifically more often in the north part of Spokane, North and Central, because that's where prices tend to be a little bit more affordable in our area. But as you'll see with each of these neighborhoods, they are packed with information and they're a great resource, and you can subscribe to receive market updates if you want to keep an eye on the market in a specific neighborhood that you're interested in. So first up is the Logan neighborhood. This is the neighborhood that I actually used to live in. This was where my first house was. And so as you can see here, there's a little red boundary map around the neighborhood. It is very close to downtown Spokane. And that was one of the things we loved most about living in our house, was that it was like 5 to 7 minutes to anywhere. It was really cool to be like literally just a 5-minute drive to downtown Spokane. From our house, we lived up, where did we live? A little bit further up here, but we could ride our bikes down to the Gonzaga campus, jump on the Centennial Trail and ride along the river here and go all the way. We went all the way to dinner in Kendall Yards sometimes. And so because the geography is very flat between this neighborhood and the Spokane area, it's actually a very walkable and bikeable neighborhood. And if you are working downtown, this is a neighborhood that you could live in and not have to drive to work, which is very cool. So some special features about this neighborhood: Gonzaga University is in this neighborhood. And so there's a lot of student housing in this area, but it's actually I think a fairly positive thing. One, it keeps the neighborhood relatively lively. There's things going on. There's a summer festival that gets thrown in the park over here. And most of the students don't live past Montgomery. That's kind of like the furthest most students will live in order to still be able to walk down to the Gonzaga campus. Most things below Mission are student housing. So really the Logan neighborhood is basically from this top line just above North Foothills Drive down to Mission if you were going to buy a house there. Now what's great is that Hamilton is a busy street, but it's actually full of a lot of small businesses. I think there's a lot of great restaurants along Hamilton right here. You have Arctos Coffee, De Leon's Tacos, our Thai house, some of the best Thai food in Spokane. So I think so there's a lot of great accessibility to restaurants and being able to walk up and down Hamilton. And so as we go through these, or you check out any of these websites later on, we usually have 2 to 3 blogs for each website about some of the specific specific restaurants in that area, the school options, and just some general information about each neighborhood. So now looking at the market snapshot, the average price in the Logan neighborhood is $304,000 right now. In some of these pages, there is a discrepancy between the market snapshot and the market trends. Not sure why, but this shows the number of sold listings and the price curve as well. So they're not pulling the exact same information, but this 304 is much more accurate. You could find a single family home of varying size for easily less than $350,000. I had originally bought my house for $260,000 in 2021. We did some renovation, we painted, we did new flooring. It was on a really large corner lot with a 2-car garage, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet. And I sold it after fixing it up for about $335,000, which was actually pretty good for that neighborhood. So if you have a specific neighborhood you're looking at, you'll be able to check out which active listings are in the neighborhood right there. And then you can actually use the mortgage calculator at the bottom as well to see what the estimated payment would be for that house. You can just type in the average price, $305,000, whatever your down payment would be, let's say 5% or $15,000 on a 30-year fixed, and it'll put in the average interest rate for you right now. And so if you would like, you can put in property taxes. I usually would say about 1% of the purchase price, and I'd estimate about $1,000 right now for homeowners insurance. So you calculate that and you come out with $2,200 a month. So again, just more tools that we have available to you anytime, totally free, and you don't have to register or anything like that. So the next neighborhood we're going to talk about, which is actually kind of equidistant to downtown Spokane as the Logan neighborhood, but on the opposite side of town, is the West Central neighborhood. So the West Central neighborhood is also well known because it houses Kendall Yards, which is the very popular street in Spokane. It's very modern. It has lots of small businesses. It has cool townhomes, but it's also very expensive. And so the numbers can get skewed here because these townhomes that sell for $800,000 are only 3 blocks away from houses that sell for $300,000. But similar features as the Logan neighborhood, where it is completely flat, and so it's easy to bike, especially if you work downtown or somewhere close by. You could be a biker to work. There's not a lot of change in elevation in this area. It's also just a really nice spot to go ride around. You have Summit Boulevard, which gives you a nice look at the Spokane River, and this is a connection point for the Centennial Trail. Centennial Trail actually stops, and they just use Pettit Drive and Summit Boulevard, and then it connects again right here and then continues on through downtown past Kendall Yards. So the advantage of living in West Central is that you have easy access to Kendall Yards, which has some amazing restaurants, also street fairs and things like that. But there's lots of community activities. I think there's a farmer's market that happens in the park over here. And this area of West Central just used to be very rough. I would say that if you look objectively at a crime map, it has a little bit more dense crime in that area, but it's also in certain pockets. There are pockets of the neighborhood that very rarely see anything happen as well. In your home search, you can create a pretty specific criteria of what areas you would like that fit your needs. I have a handful of clients that live in this neighborhood and actually absolutely love it. I've asked them if they've had any concerns about the neighborhood, and they've given me honest feedback and said that it's been great and they've had no issues personally. You're also just minutes from the Central YMCA, so I just think in regards to convenience, this is a very convenient neighborhood, and for somebody that would just wanted a lifestyle where they could just zip downtown or be super close to a restaurant or the gym, or just kind of live a little bit more of a city lifestyle, West Central is a great neighborhood for that. Again, you can check out our specific blogs on there. The market snapshot says 623, but our market trend says 308, which is much more accurate. So I have a client that'll be listing a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, totally remodeled here soon, and it'll be about $330,000 to give you some perspective. All right, next up is Hilliard, which he brought up in the comment as, is this a viable neighborhood? So as somebody that grew up on the South Hill that didn't know the North Side very well until I became a real estate agent, I would have told you that Hilliard is like basically anything from Crestline down to, I don't know, even Euclid really, and then wrapping around. I mean, the fact that all this empty space, to me, I wouldn't necessarily say is Hilliard because it's just empty space. But that it's just funny that actual Hilliard is mostly this area here. And where the main amount of traffic goes through Hilliard is on this sliver of the neighborhood, actually. So again, that was just my opinion of just somebody like born and raised in Spokane. Obviously, the line for Hilliard is here, and technically it moves into the Whitman and Bemis neighborhood, separate neighborhoods. So living in Hilliard really is just kind of this section over here. These are larger lots. A lot of them are commercial mixed use properties. Like I sold one house in this neighborhood that was a residential and commercial house, so you could have run a business out of it. I think a lot of people, when they look at this area, if they say they're going to like live in Hilliard, they would consider anything kind of east of Crestline because you're heading towards Hilliard. But again, I would just advise a few things. Look at the crime map, see what you're comfortable with, see which pockets of the neighborhood might be a good fit for you. Also consider the growth that Hilliard has seen in the last couple of years. There are some of the best restaurants in Spokane are in Hilliard. Kismet is amazing. Bad Seed is amazing. I would say some of the best Chinese food in Spokane is right in Hilliard at Red Dragon. So there's a great little pocket right there. There's a new community building called the Union Building as well. So now there's a great coffee shop, brewery, barbecue spot in that area. And so I just think that there's going to be a lot of positive growth in that area. There's a lot of people opening small restaurants, small businesses, and putting themselves out there to kind of uplift that downtown Hilliard area. And then he asked if the freeway would affect that. I honestly think it's positively impacting it because it's bringing so much traffic through that area. There's a lot of people that would be driving west on I-90, and then they would continue to go to Division and head north. Now they're exiting sooner, getting off here on the Freya exit, actually going up through Hilliard and then jumping on the freeway here. This is going to be a stop for dinner or a coffee or something before they jump on the freeway to head north to go home. So I think that's one benefit as well. And we're also seeing people that live kind of in the center here. If they're heading north or anything like that, they're choosing to go this way to Highway 395 versus head to Division where they have to hit all the stop signs and everything. So we're seeing a lot of traffic be brought to the Hilliard area. And I think that's just going to continue as we get the freeway finished. I'm a licensed realtor. I can't say that this neighborhood sucks or this is great because we actually might have different opinions on what is good or bad. So if you want to have a deeper conversation about any of these neighborhoods, use that link down below in the description to schedule a meeting on my calendar. All right, so neighborhoods 4 and 5 kind of are combined to me. So it would be the Emerson Garfield neighborhood and the Garland, or what is specifically called Northtown. Garland isn't actually a neighborhood, but you're surrounding the Garland district when you're living in Emerson Garfield or the Northtown neighborhood. And the Garland district is an incredibly walkable, small business filled street that is, again, brings in a lot of positive traffic, lots of restaurants, breweries, coffee shops, boutiques, record stores, things like that. So it's highly walkable. There's a summer farmers market in the neighborhood. You're going to spend just a little bit more in this neighborhood than you would in Logan, West Central, or Hilliard, but not much. There are houses in this neighborhood that are going to sell for quite a bit over $400,000, especially if they're fixed up. But if you were to keep an eye out for a more of a fixer-upper property, you could easily be below $300,000. And as you can see here, the average sales price for Emerson Garfield was $305 last month. And for the Northtown part, like I said, $340 was the average, went up just a little bit. So all these neighborhoods are very centrally located. They're very affordable. They have great walkability. And so I think any good fit for you. If you want to talk more about your specific needs or situation, use that link down below. I'd love to schedule a meeting with you. Or if you're in town, feel free to reach out to me. Let's go grab coffee. Let's drive some of the neighborhoods together and talk about it. I'm available to help you with your move here in the Spokane area. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.